These are 10 of my favorite fragrances currently. Let's talk about them. Hi everyone, I'm Tiago. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about fragrances. This will be my first sort of full-length video here on YouTube. I've been posting mainly shorts, so I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching. Today, as sort of an introduction video, I would like to discuss 10 of my favorite fragrances currently, being it because they interest me the most or I enjoy wearing them the most. There's one little twist: I will not be repeating brands, otherwise this list would be probably half Amouage, sort of older Amouages. I'm not a fan of the current state of Amouage, to be honest. And I would like to start with my scent of the day, and today I'm wearing Cendres from Les Abstraits, which was recently announced as one of the finalists in the Art and Olfaction Awards. I'm just so happy for Eugene and Les Abstraits. I think it's super well deserved. Cendres is super unique. It's like a minty, piney, earthy, smoky, leathery scent. It just invokes so many memories for me. It's so well composed. It's huge. But what they've been able to achieve with Antoine Lee is just something special, and it's totally well deserved that they are present in the Art and Olfaction Awards this year, and I hope they win it. So congrats, Eugene. This is special stuff. So let's just start off with one of my favorite fragrances of all time, Dior Homme. And most likely, most of you or all of you already know this by heart. It's a pretty popular fragrance. It's just one that's part of my DNA. I love Iris. I do prefer this one slightly more than Dior Homme Parfum, but I have and love both. Again, you all know it by now, but it's a sort of powdery cacao, woody, musky iris. I just love. I think the combination of the ambrette, the cacao, the cedar wood with a creamy powdery iris just play along so well together. It just makes me feel incredible every time I wear it. And it's been a favorite of mine forever. I've had an older bottle. This one is one of the more recent designs. To me, they smell pretty much the same. Of course, to some people, they will have some differences, but I don't get them personally. Yeah, Dior Homme, one of my all-time favorites. Up next, the other designer on this list, although a more exclusive designer, from Chanel, and it's Le Lion de Chanel. This is, to me, a masterpiece of modern days. Sure, some people will compare this to Shalimar. I can get why they would compare them. I personally don't think they're similar, although they share the same character. The citrusy opening, the hard-hitting, slightly animalic and leathery lab denim with a big dose of vanilla. Although Shalimar is more focused on the vanilla, Le Lion is different to me. As I was saying, this opens up with a sparkly lemon and bergamot and those super characteristic Chanel aldehydes. Sparkles, it jumps off the skin, but right behind those bright citrusy nuances in the opening is a hard-hitting lab denim waiting to come off. Well, I shouldn't say waiting, because it just jumps right at you. First time I smelt it, when it came out, I was taken back. It smelled smoky, animalic. Now I smell this and just smells regal, totally refined, very sophisticated and up class to me. It's just a beautiful fragrance. Moving on to what's my current favorite iris fragrance, Iris Cendré from Naomi Goodsir. This is just so interesting to me. It's dry and papery, it's a very textural perfume. The iris has all the facets. It's powdery, it's earthy, it's buttery. It's also contrasted with smoky nuances and a vegetal, slightly papery violet. There's also a very cold, austere incense in here, although it's very well balanced with the rest. And the woody base just fits perfectly in the composition. Slight sparkle in the opening with citruses, maybe a bit of orange, but it's not the main character of the fragrance. I've just been loving this. I picked it up when I was in Prague last week, but I was eyeing this for like, I don't know, 3 years. It's a love for me. Another one that I got recently, but it was on my wish list for years. It's one of my favorite fougères, although I wouldn't call it a traditional fougère. It's more of a modern take and doesn't smell like that old school shaving foam aftershave smell that we know and love from our dads, our grandparents, from the barbershop, Barbasol, you know. It doesn't smell like those, at least to me. And it is MDCI Invasion Barbare. It's just so classy, so refined, so well blended, to me of course. It opens with a sparkle of grapefruit, but it's very smooth, it isn't harsh in any way. The main character here, and this is why I say it's not a traditional fougère, it's not quite the lavender, although the lavender is very present and it's beautiful here. The lavender isn't very heavy, It's more of a refined, light, slightly soapy lavender, but it's backed with violet leaves, and that for me is the main player here. A soft, woody, and slightly vanillic base, but it doesn't go into a amber fougere for me. It's light and just refined all the way through. I just love wearing this, makes me feel great. It's clean the whole day. It just smells great on skin, on clothes. It's easy to wear. It's a simple composition that I just love. Another favorite of mine for years, Musc Ravageur from Frédéric Malle. And this one was sent out to me by the brand last year around Valentine's Day. It was sent out as a gift. I didn't ask for any videos of any sort. And I mean, everyone knows Musc Ravageur. For me, this is a masterpiece. I don't get any sort of cat piss, as many people report. For me, this is just a lovely, spicy, musky vanilla. It opens up with a sparkle of orange and lavender, so it pops off the skin quite a bit in the opening. But the spices come right along. Cinnamon and the cloves here are really done to perfection. And just this ambery vanilla base that's just heavy, comforting, super cozy to me. I just love this and I cannot imagine my collection without this. There are quite a lot of recent acquisitions that I've wanted for years, so that's why you'll see the bottles very full, but that's because I just bought them. But I've been sampling these for years and I've wanted these for years, and I'm very happy to have them right now. So yeah, the next one is Overture by Amouage, and this was quite the way to close the curtain for Christopher Chong. It's a shame that he left. It was, for me, the best period at Amouage. At least it was a period that made me fall in love with Amouage, and Overture was just the perfect way to end it. I wish it didn't end, but well. And this is so good. It's one of my favorite boozy fragrances, along with another one that's coming, but the opening is so captivating as well. I've heard Ramsey describe this as a meaty grapefruit, and I totally agree with him. It's like if you removed every part of the grapefruit peel and the white part, you know, the bitter parts. It's just super realistic. Along with the spices, the cardamom, the cumin, it just sparkles off the skin. This is a heavy fragrance that sparkles off the skin, and that's so interesting to me. Because in the dry down, this does get heavy. Like, it's full on resins, ambers, incense, this slightly animalic leathery tone, slightly smoky, but very slightly so. Some people commented saying this smells like chorizo. This is far from that for me. It's just a fantastic composition, so complex, very difficult to describe. Super happy to have this in my collection right now. It's a bold statement, but so interesting, just keeps me interested through the day. It changes a lot, performs like crazy, of course. I don't like to discuss performance because everyone's skin is different. The environment as well, but well, this is just boozy, ambery, spicy perfection. A brand that's very hit or miss with me, Xerjoff. I do love some of their creations, but the majority of them I do not like. But this one has my heart. It's Tony Iommi from Xerjoff, of course. It was a collaboration between Xerjoff and the guitar player for Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi. It just hits all the spots for me. I love patchouli, and the heart of this fragrance is this damp, dense patchouli, almost chocolatey in a way as well. It's backed by this boozy caramel sweetness. It opens with a sweet passion fruit, slightly tart as well, but mainly a sweet passion fruit, along with a rum, like a spiced aged rum. It's a dense perfume, very bold, has slightly rosy touches from geranium and maybe rose as well. For me, the main players are the passion fruit, the rum, this dense chocolatey patchouli, and the leather with a bit of vanilla. I wear this for going out or just whenever I feel like it, because I just freaking love this thing. This is a bit of an oddball, but I absolutely love this fragrance. It makes my mouth water, truly. And it's Francesca Bianchi Tyger. It might just be me, but this is so good. It opens with this honeyed peach. Like if you roasted peaches in the oven with honey drizzled on top, or sort of a peach jam with honey. So it's very sweet, but very mouth-watering to me in the opening. It almost opens up as a peach liqueur, at least from my bottle. There's a huge, and I mean huge, dose of florals, white florals or yellow florals of some sort. I would say there's some tuberose and mimosa maybe in here, and on my skin it develops into a sort of almondy dry down, which I absolutely love. I would say that would be due to the heliotrope in here, playing along with the sandalwood and the orris butter. If you know Francesca Bianchi, you know she loves to use orris butter, sandalwood, beeswax, violet, you know, she has a DNA, and that DNA is present here, of course. This is a dense perfume, as all of her fragrances are pretty much, but that I would wear in the summer with no issues, although this can be very cloying in the heat. But for some reason, I like to wear this with a bit of heat. This was also gifted to me by the brand, again, a good while ago, like a year ago. No requests for videos were made. I've actually been with Francesca like 2 times at Xerjoff, and curiously enough, she says her husband likes to watch my videos, mainly on TikTok, of course. That's where I usually create most of my content up until now. So they love to send me their perfumes and I appreciate it. They don't ask for anything in return, and anyway, I'm always honest. I've said some negative things about perfumes that I've received for free. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most is my opinion. This is my scent journey after all. And I have nothing to win by saying things I don't mean. So yeah, absolutely love this perfume. This is a grail fragrance I've wanted for years. Truly, this has been on my unattainable wish list. I would never buy this, but I do have affiliate links with Beauty Now, which is a fragrance retailer in the Netherlands. And through you guys' help using that code, I was able to afford this, which is Roja Enigma Parfum. What a fragrance this is. Again, for my taste, this hits all the boxes. The cognac in the opening is just beautiful. And it's balanced out by this cola nuance, as people love to describe, which is true. This smells very much like a cola float. Like the sparkle of the citruses and the neroli contrasted with the cognac really give it this sparkly cola-like nuance in the opening, which I just adore. It develops into a more ambery, vanillic tobacco base. A bit of labdanum as well. Smells like a gentleman's lounge pretty much in the dry down. This fragrance is just magic to me. I feel super lucky and happy to have it finally in my collection. I've been wanting this for years and I thought I would never be able to afford it, so just super happy with it. And last but by no means least, but for this one I only have a sample so far, but I will have a bottle in the future. Absolutely love this. It was my introduction to Bortnikoff and it's Oud Monarch. And Oud Monarch is just such a magical fragrance to me. Probably one of the most accessible Bortnikoff fragrances, one of the most easy to wear, easy to like fragrances from Bortnikoff, maybe apart from Amber Cologne. This is just beautiful. One of the best execution of florals that I have ever smelled. Like the frangipani and the magnolia in the opening just smells so divine, so refined. They smell slightly tropical, slightly fruity, but I wouldn't say there are fruits in the opening. It's just from the execution of those florals that are just so beautiful. There's a slight hint of spices. I wouldn't be able to discriminate which spices there are. I would say it's a smooth cocktail of spices. It's not a spicy perfume per se. And what's present right off the bat is this cacao. And this is not a dense, sweet, rich cacao. It's sort of a powdery cacao powder, and it's present from the top to the dry down. It's just gorgeous. There are 2 types of oud listed here, Papua oud and Thai oud. I would say from testing other oud fragrances that the most dominant oud form here is the Thai oud, which can have this slightly cheesy, dry and resinous facets, also slightly floral nuances, but here the oud is far from being dominant. It's not like Lao oud. Lao oud is very oud heavy with the coffee and the chocolate. This is way lighter, way more refined and classy in my opinion. I do love Lao Oud and I also have a sample, but this is just easy to wear, agreeable. It's just a perfect introduction to Bortnikoff. Again, the florals here are just done to perfection. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched until the end, kudos to you. Thank you very much, it's very much appreciated. And let me know if you enjoy this type of content. Let me know what are your favorite 10 fragrances at the moment. And just feel free to comment, I will try to respond to everyone. I appreciate every single one of you that took the time out to watch this video. So thank you very much guys, see you soon, hopefully.